So, word on the street is, word on the grapevine is that Tank Davis will be fighting none other than Frank Martin, aka Ghost, the Tank versus the Ghost. Why is this a significant fight? This is a significant fight because this is going to be the first time that Tank has fought a non-black fighter. I mean, a non-Hispanic fighter. I said a non-black fighter, but this will be the first time that Tank Davis is putting his skills to the test against another black man. This is very significant if you understand boxing, if you understand footwork, if you understand things of this nature, things of this sort. What you mean Benavidez is harder than Canelo? Bruh, we not talking about that right now. I want to start out the live talking about Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. This is unofficial so far. This is a rumor. But I've been saying it for a long time. We need to see Tank versus an African-American fighter, Tank versus a black fighter. He's going to let us know whether or not he actually can cut the ring off. Man, you always going live so damn late. I got other shit to do, bro. I'm not one of those people that could just sit back and go live and shit like that. I train. I'm a boxer. I mean, it is what it is. Matias versus Isak. I'm going with Matias. Isak too small. But yeah, Tank Davis' next opponent, Frank Martin, the Ghost. How do y'all envision this fight going? I'm going to tell you how I see this fight going. Frank Martin probably could win some of the early rounds. Tank will stop Frank Martin. He's going to have to stop Frank Martin. That's the thing about Tank Davis. Tank Davis' style, it has a defect. It has a built-in defect. He needs the stoppages. That's a very dangerous way to live. That's like in basketball, they say, live by the three, dive by the three. Tank Davis lives by the knockout, and he will die by the knockout. I don't see him outboxing Frank Martin or Devin Haney or Shakur. He's going to have to get the knockout. That's a dangerous game to play. What happens when you don't knock your opponent out? It's a shame Frank didn't take the Shakur fight, though. He beat that version of Shakur against De Los Santos. Well, that's on Frank. I don't know why a lot of these fighters don't take these fights, but it is what it is. Hey, yo, it says like 13 people in here, so not that many people, but for the 13 people in here, make sure y'all tap in the screen. He can outbox Frank Martin. I don't think so. Tank is very, very undersized. And a lot of the speed that Tank uses to dominate other fighters, I appreciate that. Whoever's tapping that screen, Josh Snow 42, thank you. But a lot of the speed that Tank uses on the Hispanic fighters that he's been fighting, that's not intimidating to another black fighter who has the same speed, if not who's a little bit faster. I've seen Frank Martin in his last fight against Adesanya. He threw a 20-piece combination. Maybe 15 or 16, maybe not 20, but the way that he opened his hands up and let his hands go, I've never seen Tank Davis throw that many punches in live action. I've never seen most fighters throw that many punches in live action. Frank Martin is fast as hell. Very athletic. Tank is a smart fighter. Yeah, that's true. Tank is a very high IQ fighter. Frank's best win is Michel Rivera. No, his best win is Adesanya. Michel Rivera is a gimmick fighter. Michel Rivera is smart too. Michel Rivera recently was calling out Rolly and Ryan because he understands he probably can't fuck with the top guys at the weight class, but he can fuck with Rolly and Ryan and make a lot of money. His name is like Michelle, bro. It's pronounced Michelle in the Spanish language or some shit. Look. It's not Michael. I thought it was Michael. Yeah, it's pronounced Michel Rivera, bro. It's not Michael Rivera. It's pronounced Michelle. Because the Hispanic shit is different. Like, it is what it is. Anyways, Michel Rivera, he's smart. He's calling out Ryan and Rolly because he understands he probably can't fuck with the Tank Davises and Frank Martins of the world. But he could probably match up well with the Ryan and Rolly because he has a limited skill set because he tries to fight like Ali. It just makes no sense. What's up, K? Where you been? Well, I got on TikTok for a while because they had cut my pay. But looks like they paying again, so I'm coming back. Tank gonna outbox, bro. Why do you think Tank is able to outbox Frank Martin? Why do you think Tank is able to outbox another black fighter who's larger than him? He kind of looks a little like Cassius Clay. Yes, Michelle Rivera looks like Cassius, but he doesn't move like Cassius. He doesn't fight like Cassius. Is this confirmed? No. None of these fights are confirmed anyway until we see him in the ring, so it doesn't matter. Word on the street is, word on the grapevine is, Tank Davis and Frank Martin will be fighting. Sorry about the sniffling and the red eyes and shit. I've been kind of under the weather for like the last 2 days. But gotta get this live in. What's Shakur's next best move? Shakur's next move, I don't know, bro. Shakur fucked up when he didn't fight Devin Haney. Like, that's on him. Nobody's going to want to fight somebody with his style because they know they're going to lose. So that's on him, bro. He should have fought. He should have took that offer against Haney, fought Haney, win, lose, or draw. He wanted to act like he's bigger than what he was, so now he's stuck in a rut. Tank is a better boxer than Frank Martin. Your health matters more than anything. Go live when you feel good enough. Yo, Jake, I don't know what life you out here living, but my life, I gotta make shit work, man. I gotta do my best to push forward at all times to make money and shit like that. Health doesn't really matter. I mean, I think that like black men die at 60 anyway. You might as well accomplish as much as you can accomplish until you drop dead. Ghost gonna show the world he here. He might. I was just trying to be positive. Now I feel you, but that's just not the life that I live. I mean, I'm a boxer. Like life doesn't really matter to me as much as trying to accomplish my goal. Health doesn't matter as much as trying to accomplish my goal. That's just me. Frank started boxing at an older age. Experience is a factor. Rocky Marciano started boxing in his 20s. Deontay Wilder started boxing in his 20s. They fought a lot of men who were boxing since they were kids. Excuse me. And they knocked them out. Tank smoked Devin in sparring. Imagine what he does to Frank. Tank is older than Devin. So, And Tank didn't smoke Devin in sparring. They sparred twice. The second time they sparred, Tank Davis quit because he was out of shape and it was under doghouse rules. Thanks, Jake, for the bless you. Tank is a better pair of boxer than Frank. Frank is probably a little more athletic than Tank. That's a great point. Great point. Shakur versus Navarrete at 135. Shakur would beat Navarrete. Navarrete would do his best, but it'd be just like the Valdez fight, man. Like a lot of these dudes, a lot of the Hispanic fighters are very great boxers, but they be slow, whether it's in their hands or in their feet, or they're fast, but they're just not as fast as the black fighters. So the only way for them to make up for that is PED usage or having a crazy high IQ. I don't think Navarrete has a crazy high IQ to make up for him not being as fast as Shakur. And I don't know if he's on the right PEDs, if he's on PEDs at all. But the only way he's beating Shakur, he would have to get on that Manny Pacquiao special, allegedly. Tank can box, so it would be a good fight. Tank can box, and I think that Tank could beat Frank Martin, but I think he has to win by knockout. I think that the only way Tank beats Frank, Devin, Shakur, guys like that, Tio, he has to win by knockout because all of them are taller than him. Some of them may even be faster than him. So it's just different. All of them know how to move their feet. Hitchin's one of them ones. I don't know. I saw someone today say Usyk is greater than Bud in any way all the time if he beats Fury. I'm going to let y'all know a little secret. Usyk and Fury could fight. They've been trying to build up the Usyk and Fury fight. But deep down, nobody cares about two white men fighting. They just don't. At the end of the day, everything works from color on down. So, like, your biggest fights are usually going to be a black man and a Hispanic man, or a black man and another black man, or a black man and a white man. Those are the most marketable fights of all time. Two white men, nobody really cares as far as marketability. And subconsciously, people don't even view white men as like sportsmen. Because subconsciously they view the white man as like being mentally dominant and shit. So they don't really want to see Usyk and Fury boxing deep down. They want to see them running businesses and being presidents and, you know, using their mental prowess. It just goes against what people has been taught. So nobody really cares about the Fury versus Usyk. Personally, I don't give a fuck about Fury versus Usyk. What I do care about is Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. I think Tank Davis is going to struggle with this fight, but it'll be a great fight for Tank's career if he's able to defeat Frank Martin. Is this fight confirmed? No, but what fight is confirmed until we see him in the ring? Man, KJ, these people in the chat are deluded. Of course. How would Tank struggle with Frank? Bro, Frank is fast as hell. In his fight against Adesanya, he let go like a 16-punch combination. I've never seen Tank throw that many punches in that little bit of time. Dude said Breedis and Garcia were better than Spence. I mean, Spence is going to be... We are in the era of short attention span. We are in the era... What's up, OC Princess? We are in the era of mass disrespect. We are in the era of trolling. So, Errol Spence, he lost one fight. He lost very bad. He got embarrassed. But people are going to blow it up and use it to discredit his career because that's the environment that we live in nowadays. Most people are unsatisfied with their life. So the way that they go about it, the way it gets them through their next day is they wait for someone else to fall. And when that person falls, they throw all types of toxicity in that person's way to try to make them feel better about how they feel as though they felt every day. So Errol's one little fall. Another person, they feel that embarrassment every day. Every day they clock into work, or every day that they're not working and they just get a little check. Every day that they don't have a girl, or every day that they have to think about somebody who cheated, or all of these different things. But basically, to sum it up, we live in America. America is full of depression. America is full of failure. America is full of homelessness. America is full of loneliness. All these different problems that people face every day. And they take their problems out on celebrities when they see a celebrity fall because it makes them feel better about the fact that they don't like their own life. So Errol is going to be the recipient of all these negative people. Errol is going to have to deal with it, and Errol has a lot of money to help him deal with it. So I don't feel bad for Errol. Errol's going to be fine. And Errol has beautiful, healthy children as well. Let's get back to the Tank next opponent, Frank Martin. I think that Tank can beat Martin. Tank is definitely more skilled. I agree. Tank has shown more skills than Martin. Martin likes to pivot a lot. Martin, pretty fast feet. D. Illuminati just purchased a 1-month subscription. Subscription to what? Tank has a bigger bag. That's true. But this fight would be great for Frank Martin because it'll allow him to make some money. What do you think Tank needs to work on to beat the top names like T.O., Shakur, and Haney? Nothing. Tank has been boxing since he was like 7. You know what that means? That means however he boxes, that's how he boxes at this point. He's almost 30 years old. So he's not going to be getting any better. Whatever skills he's developed over the past 20 years, that's what he's going to bring into that ring against T.O., Shakur, Devin, Frank Martin. Either those skills are going to be enough to get him over the hump or not. I was sparring today with this 240-plus pound Samoan dude. That's what's up. You don't know nothing about boxing. Pam. I'm not in the mood, so I'm going to go ahead and block you, baby. Yeah. Dude, Dorticos and Huck are better wins than... Who has the best chance of beating Tank? Devin. This era of fans are slow. Well, Illuminati, it's not even just about the era of fans being slow. It's a generational thing. If you don't praise Tank, they're going to say you don't know boxing. I mean, I don't get how I'm not praising Tank. Tank is a phenomenal performer. Tank is a great knockout artist. He's one of the hardest hitting lightweights we've ever seen. He has one of the highest IQs in boxing today. Tank Davis could potentially beat everybody at 135 and at 140. but there are people that I would pick to beat him. Do I think Tank is going to beat Frank Martin? I think this is a 50-50 fight. I don't know. Until this fight happens, I don't know how Tank performs against other black men. It's a difference between fighting fighters who have slow feet, fighters who have flat feet, and walking them down versus a fighter who can actually move. This fight is definitely not 50-50. Oh, no, this fight is 50-50. Now, I promise you this fight is 50-50. Tank is the A side, but this is a 50-50 fight. Frank Martin's dangerous. I don't know who the hell y'all think Frank Martin is, but that man is dangerous. Wish we would have got Ghost versus Shakur. Yeah, that would have been a great fight, but I don't know who Shakur think he is. Shakur act like he Terrence Crawford, like he done been undisputed before. Like, bro, just take whatever you can get. Just make the fights happen. When is the fight? This fight probably will happen sometime this year, man, if it's official. How is 168 worse than cruiserweight? Literally just chatting. Richardson Hitchens is dangerous too. I don't know, man. Hey, follows, thanks for the follow. But yeah, man. If y'all want to come up and let me know how y'all think this fight is going to go, I'm going to tell you how I think this fight going to go, bro. At some time during this fight, because these two have sparred before. They sparred before, and Frank Martin's mentioned Tank's power. And he was like, yeah, Tank got power, Tank got power. So Tank going to touch his ass at some time during the fight. And if Frank could deal with that, Frank going to win. The thing about it, what I would recommend to Frank, is it official or is it just a rumor? All of this shit is a rumor until we see him in the ring. So it don't really matter. But this is what I would recommend to Frank Martin. I was watching Tank Davis versus Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz did something that you rarely see fighters do. Matter of fact, the only other fighter to ever do this was Leo Santa Cruz, bro. But he went after Tank Davis. I think that in order to beat Tank, you have to be as aggressive as Tank would be. Unless you're Devin Haney, where you're tall as hell and big as hell, and you could jab and run. I think Frank Martin should take an aggressive approach. He should study the Isaac Cruz fight, and he should make a heavy body attack and see how Tank Davis deals with it. But the difference between Isaac Cruz and a lot of these other guys, Isaac Cruz was able to take a lot of Tank's punches. Tank his ass, he's running away from all his opponents. I disagree. There's a reason that Tank is making these guys wait. I don't know exactly what the reason is, but I don't think it's because he's ass, and I don't think it's because he's running. Maybe it's because of money. Maybe he wants to make sure he has a proper game plan. I don't know. Tank is a 30-year-old prospect. Well, right now we don't know how great Tank is, but after a fight with Frank Martin, we will start to begin to see how great the man is, because we'll see whether or not he can cut the ring off against a black fighter. That's very big. That's very huge. Like, Frank Martin is nothing to be toyed with. He's nothing to be played with. Oh, boy. I'm going to try to give y'all an hour up here, man. Sniffling and all. I think Tank just don't love boxing no more or care what critics thinks. No, Tank cares what people thinks, like when you pay attention to what he says on Twitter and shit. It's hard to not care. That's a gift. But I think that Tank is ready to retire from boxing. If he retires right now without fighting the big names, he's going to be talked about forever as, like, you know, a woulda, coulda, shoulda, or a duck, or whatever the fuck. But I don't think that he's ready to retire because he's scared of losing to these guys. I think that he's been boxing since he was 7 years old. He's tired of that shit. Like, I boxed, and I only been boxing for a couple years. And, like, I understand how these guys can get gassed out. You training all the time. When you have a fight coming up, you got to deal with all the adrenaline. You have to deal with self-doubt. You have to deal with all types of pressure. So Tank may be worn out. Lomachenko expressed some of the same sentiments. Loma was like, before the fight with Haney, boxing started to feel like just a job. Like, they get bored with it. They get tired of it. Isn't Frank an old man? Yeah, Frank an old man, but Tank an old man. Why are you crying? I'm not crying. It's called what they call that shit, sinuses or some shit. I don't know. I just been sick for like the past 2 days. I mean, people ask dumbass questions talking about why are you crying? Do I sound like I'm crying? Do I sound emotional? Like, come on, bro. Put two and two together. Who you got? It's 50-50. I don't know who I have. It's 50-50. Yeah, I got a cold out of nowhere. Yeah, I had a cold for like the past 2 days, but it's because of the cold. Like, I got a cold because it's been very, very cold. Tank career can't handle a loss, so he don't want to risk it. No, Tank's career can handle a loss. I think Tank could lose 3 times in a row, and people would still buy his fights like Mike Tyson, because Tank is a phenomenal performer. He's a knockout artist. So when people watch Tank, they know that 9 times out of 10 they're gonna see a knockout. So if I was Tank, I wouldn't even be so worried about losing. Like, you Tank Davis, bro. Plus, when you got boxing content creators like me around, I would never allow the media to try to ruin one of these black fighters' career, because really, I'm gonna tell you what it really is. Like, a black fighter loses one time, and then you see all these articles about how, they sucked, or they didn't live up to their potential. They were never good. They were a hype job, and blah 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 blah. All of that is people from different nationalities and backgrounds who were jealous of that guy because they wanted to have some of the superhuman abilities of him, but they never did. So they get behind their computers, they clickety fucking clack, and then what? Then they hate. And they express their hate by waiting on a man to lose one fight. Once that man loses that one fight, they come out talking about, oh, he wasn't never shit anyway. He was a hype job. He was a duck. He was a this. He was a that. I would never allow them to do that shit to Tank. I would never allow them to do that to Devin. I would never allow them to do that to Shakur, Frank Martin. I will always bring up the greatness of these men, because everybody has losses in life. Everybody. Most fighters don't retire undefeated. So we're not going to bash a fighter's career just because he had one loss. And I understand that a lot of these people, a lot of these clickety-clackety people, they're not physically athletic. They're not talented, so they're jealous. You know what I mean? It's like that Get Out movie. They wish that they could do the things that Tank Davis and Frank Martin could do, but they can't. So they fucking hate. Yeah, this live is interesting. I thought I was going to be talking about Tank Davis and Frank Martin, but we going all over the place. And I love it. A black fighter is crazy. That's just how fighters are nowadays. Ryan, Tank, Haney, Romero. Nah, bruh. Ryan bounced back already from his loss. They would never allow Ryan to get dragged through the mud. Not in the mainstream media. Are they fighting? Yeah, I think they fighting. Why talk about a fight that ain't fighting? He's fighting Rayo. I mean, he might be fighting Rayo. But I think he should fight Frank Martin. You don't want to jealous of others. Hey, bro, this is the second time you commented that. I'm going to go ahead and block that ass. Hey, Two Finger, thanks for the gifts, man. I ain't going to lie, bro. When you live, I'm going to tell y'all this too. Y'all should all go live. If you have 1,000 followers, go live. And talk about whatever you want to talk about. But when people start disrespecting you, it feels so good when you can just block their ass, because it's like, this is my program. This is my telecast, my podcast, my area, my space. And if you can't be respectful in my space, your ass can hit the door. That's a good feeling, boy. I hit that block button on their head. Pow! Get your ass up out of here. Blocked. They be thinking they gonna cover the comment section saying whatever. And then they have a nerve to type some shit 2 or 3 times so I can really get a chance to find out who doing the disrespect. And I don't want no mod, because, listen, I don't want everybody to get blocked just because they have a different opinion. But it's the disrespectful stuff that I don't got time for. And I don't want nobody else to be judging what's disrespectful or not, because sometimes the mods, they get caught up with blocking people because it's such a good feeling. Frank isn't a skilled fighter. He just got athleticism. Hey, listen. The fight that Frank had against Michelle Rivera, the pivots, the angles, he's a skilled fighter, man. But he does have athleticism. He has freakish hand speed. And that's going to help him in a Tank fight. You don't have to be super. Athleticism is dangerous in boxing. Andy Ruiz, his hand speed made him champion of the world for a short amount of time. What would you think of Tank if he announced the fight with Rayo? I wouldn't think anything of Tank. I mean, I don't want to see him fight Rayo. But it's Tank Davis. If you see his name on that flyer, people gonna buy that shit, bro. Excuse me. Ryan fumbled the fight with Devin. Now he finna fight some D-level fighter on free TV. Ryan, look, he ain't fumble it with Devin. Ryan playing his cards right. What's the point of him taking another loss? He can't beat the top guys, bro. He can't. He can't beat Devin, T.O., Tank, none of them. So what do y'all want? Y'all want Ryan to just go out there and get his ass whooped? What do y'all want? Thoughts on Teofimo? Teofimo nice, but Teofimo trying to get his ass whooped by Bud Crawford. He chasing the money, bro. Tank versus Haney. Who you got? I got Haney. You think Sabril could beat Teo? Yes. Tank wouldn't even mention 140 anymore. Look, 140 is hard for Tank. He's small. He's smaller than these guys. He's 5'5". He's 5'5", 67-inch reach. It is what it is. Like, any fight that he has at 140, he's going to be at a disadvantage. So that's why he wants to do the rehydration clauses. What do you want? Are you done? What do you mean, bro? Tank fought at 140 before. He fought Barrios at 140. Barrios is not Haney. Barrios is not Teo. Barrios is not even Sabril Matias. Like, it's just different. Didn't you say another live you had Tank? No, I don't think Tank. No. I didn't say that I have Tank or Frank. I think it's a 50-50 fight. If Tank and Frank Martin fight, to me that's a 50-50 fight. Frank is fast as hell. His hands are fast as hell. Frank is a little bit larger than Tank. Frank is an older man, just like Tank is an older man. So the older you get as a man, the more sure of yourself you become. Or you're supposed to be more sure of yourself. Like when you're 14 and shit, trying out for the basketball team, you got all these doubts and stuff like that. When you've been through life, the more life experiences you have, you know you don't have the same doubts. You understand that either I can accomplish this goal or I can't. It's less pressure. It's less all this negative thoughts and all that bullshit. It affects you less and less the older you get. Frank pushing 30, Tank pushing 30. So this is the battle of the old heads for real, athletically speaking. Frank is going to be going into this fight believing 100% that he can win. Did they sign for it already? Nah. So what happened to the fight with Tank and Matias? I didn't even know that Tank and Matias was supposed to fight. Frank, not all that. His last fight was terrible. His last fight was pretty good. Are you in the game? If so, who do you want? What game, bro? What the hell are you talking about? Ain't it going to be Rayo? I thought it was going to be Rayo. I made a video about that, but people saying that Frank Martin been talking some shit on Instagram, man. We don't know who Tank going to fight next. Here's what we know. We know that Tank Davis is a superstar because everybody he ain't even post a fight yet, and everybody's hung up over who he's gonna fight next. Yeah, you could join a live, bro. Just hit the button. Anybody could join a live. It's great for YouTube. It's great. Are you a fighter? Yeah, I fight, bro. I'm an amateur fighter. Plan on going pro next year. Sonny Bands was good. Yo,
What's the word, my boy?
what's up, man?
You don't hear about Frank and Mateus supposed to be fighting from what I heard.
Frank and Matias. Um, hmm. That'd be a hell of a fight. I heard Tank and Matias, man. No, I heard Tank and Frank. Albert Trotter. Yo, Albert. What's
Yeah,
up,
what's
man?
up, bro?
So what you
Hey,
think
you hear
about?
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What you think about Tank
Yeah, I
Davis
was
and
just
Frank Martin?
asking, man. I didn't know whether you was active or have you fought it before. I was the
Yeah,
cat that was asking, had you fought before?
yeah. You could
You dig?
watch my fights on my TikTok. It's a
How you
tab
doing?
called
Okay.
Yeah.
KJITV
Look
and
here,
action.
man. Hey, look
You can
here,
just
man.
watch some of my fights.
Yeah, man. Hey man, you know what it takes, man. I'll be at your back.
Oh yeah.
It takes
Uh,
commitment. It takes good trainer. Know whether you can do it or not. You dig? Everybody can't fight, dog. Everybody can't go where we go.
oh, you
You
a fighter
dig?
as well?
Huh?
So you're a
Long
fighter as
long
well?
time ago, man. I used to train out of Sweet Pea's gym,
Okay, that's
Pernell
what's up,
Whitaker's
man.
gym in Norfolk, Virginia, back in the
Yeah,
80s.
VA.
All right,
That's
Yeah.
what's
OG.
up, man.
But look here, man. If you want to do it, man, just do it. You dig? It's
Yeah.
not it's a thing, man. People don't understand what a fighter is. It ain't just what they see on fight night. It's commitment. You
It's
dig?
every day.
It's what you
Every
need,
day.
what you want. It's commitment. You dig? So if you're a fighter, man, what takes it what it takes to be a fighter, whoever loses or winner, there's no losers in there.
Where you going with this,
It's,
OG?
man, to step in the ring, we one percenters. We
Yeah.
Right.
one percenters. 1% of the world would not step in the work in that ring, do what we do, sacrifice what a fighter does to get his body in shape and keep doing it and keep doing it. They don't understand what it takes to
Hey
get in that
man.
ring, but they can talk on the sidelines and say, "Oh man, he did. Oh, he's a punk. Who is this?" There's no punk in the ring, man.
OG, who you got winning though? Tank or Frank?
I think Tank, man, Tank, he has to get his weight. Um, I think he's too small, but Tank at a certain weight,
Lightweight.
Tank could bust everybody up.
At
Now,
lightweight. At
what the
lightweight.
hold on? My thing, what I want the best to fight the best. What can Shakur do? What can Shakur do?
Hey man.
What can
Shakur.
hold on? Oh, okay, Bud. Okay, Bud. You want to stay at 147? Cool. Shakur, can y'all meet at this weight level? Come
Wait,
on. Who is the
you
best?
said, you said, you said, can Boots and
Hold up.
Shakur fight?
Shakur, yeah. But I mean, if you want to step up, you want to be the best. If
Nah,
you want to stay at
I
your
ain't gonna
weight
lie,
class, hold
no,
on.
no.
First of all,
Oh shit.
identify where's your weight class at?
Oh
Where
Cause
is your weight
Shakur.
class?
Shakur wants
He
that, so like Shakur
no,
probably
I
walk
understand what
around.
he's saying. He's saying is Bud stand at 47 or not?
I mean,
Now,
yeah,
I mean, Bud,
fight.
if Bud stay at 147, that's
Who
that's the standard right there. That's the standard. Anybody else want to step up from 135 or below? There it is.
I don't think nobody
Bud,
going to 147 for 135.
huh?
You saying somebody from 135
oh shit.
needs to go
If
to
anybody
147?
wants to
I
be
got a
the
question.
baddest man, they got
I
to
got,
get Bud. Bud at 147, he good. You dig? Unless he get big. When I fought, I got my weight later on in life. Fought at 135, went up to 147, and couldn't cut weight. Where does Tank want to be? Where does Shakur want to be?
No.
What weight? Hold on. What
Listen,
at what weight? At what weight class are you gonna
I
fight at?
understand what you're saying, but look, Tank
You
Davis
dig?
will be extremely small at 47, so but he has to go up to 140 because everybody
Right.
went up to 140. Now,
Yes.
a guy like Devin Haney, he matches exactly what you was talking about because Devin Haney
Oh,
started at 135,
exactly.
and he's gonna finish his career at 147 at least. So I
Hmm.
see what you're saying, and that's how you really
Yeah.
build your legacy. You got to go
Yeah.
up in the weights. You had to go up at least one or two weight divisions. Haney, by the time he
Yeah.
finishes, he will have conquered maybe possibly three weight divisions, but I don't know how Haney gonna look at 147, being that he don't have naturally great power.
You know what? My thing, he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it. Just dominate where you are in your weight class. You dig? Now, if you can go up in weight, do it. If you can't,
Haney gonna go up though.
man.
Yeah, Haney not gonna have no choice. He
Haney
not even
gonna
gonna be
go
able.
up.
Okay,
If
let
he
me ask
he
you a
won't be able
question.
to make 140. He won't be able to make 140.
Who the baddest cat out there right now?
Anyway,
Hell no.
I'm talking about one. I'm talking about welterweight. At welterweight, who beats
It's
Bud?
Bud. It
definitely
has to
Bud.
be Bud. It
Definitely
got to be
Bud.
Bud.
Definitely Bud. Definitely Bud in that class for sure.
Yep. And the only fight, guess Boots. That's the only
Bro,
fight.
Boots ain't
Boots.
Boots gotta fight somebody who I don't know,
Keith
man. Like
Thurman.
Boots,
Who's got to
Man,
fight
I
Keith Thurman?
think Boots will get him a battle, man.
we
I
all
really
think so.
do.
I think we all can agree
I
on that. But
agree.
Boots ain't got the resume right now to just go
Who's
straight
got
for
to fight
Bud.
Keith Thurman? Who's got to fight Keith
Right.
Thurman? Let's see how
To
he look
go
against
straight
Keith
for
Thurman.
Bud, that's like
Yeah.
rookie. That's like I'm thinking about. That's like rookie Kobe going straight after. You feel me? Prime Jordan. Like man, like
No.
it's
Oh
it's
man,
levels
I
to it.
feel you. Man, I feel you. But everybody's sitting on the shelf right now.
Yeah, that's
Nobody's
facts.
calling nobody out. Thurman,
No,
he's
Hey,
TFP.
calling
Hold up.
Boots
people
a
out.
world
TFP
champion
called
though.
out Bud.
Boots a
TFP
world
called out Bud
champion.
Crawford.
In my
Yeah,
opinion, I
yeah.
don't think Boots got to take no steps. He's already the IBF
No, he
mandatory.
Booth. All Booth got
Boots
to
got
do
a
is
little bit on the
line up
ego
and
though.
get.
I thought. Am I
All
tripping?
Booth need to get is prepared. Now Keith Thurman, he's talking shit. You're not active. You know what
Yeah,
I
Keith
Perfect.
mean?
Thurman already
Perfect.
ducked
Perfect.
Boots.
It's perfect.
Keith Thurman
One
is a
thing I
big
love,
name, but he's not
Sean
a
Porter.
champion.
Keith
Sean
Thurman
Porter
is
fought
perfect. Listen.
everybody.
That's
Keith
facts.
Sean
Sean
Thurman.
Porter
Porter was a
fought everybody. He was like, you
Sean
know
Porter
what?
ain't ducked nothing.
I went as far
He went as
as I
far as he
could
could go.
go,
But listen to me when
and
I
it
tell
was
you,
still
Keith
good.
Thurman, he's
Let it
inactive,
go.
right? But guess what? We know that Keith Thurman is still competitive. Keith Thurman just beat Barrios.
Yeah,
So before
An
Boost would get
active
to fight
Barrios.
somebody
An
like
active
Bud, it
Barrios.
he
would be
needs to
great
get
to see how he
active
looks against
though.
Keith Thurman.
I don't agree. I think Boots could go straight for Crawford because he's a
He could,
mandatory.
but let's see him against a Keith Thurman and see if he can even beat Keith.
You
Because
can't
we don't
beat
know
him
if
Exactly.
even.
we don't
He's a
know if Boost can beat
mandatory
Exactly. I
though.
Keith.
mean,
I mean, Bud got to be
who
active. Bud
wants to
ain't fought
deal
in
with
months.
welterweight or do you want to go middleweight? I mean, you got a lot of cats they could go either way. They could go welterweight or middleweight. You want to drain yourself? Now I want to be at the powerful. If I'm fighting at middleweight, if I walk around at 180 pounds, I'm not dropping down to welterweight.
Somebody should have told that to Errol
I'm not
Spence.
cutting that much weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, somebody should
I'm
have
going
told that
to
to Errol Spence.
dominate at this weight class. Now, if I walk around at 160, I may dominate at welter, 147.
Hey, I know what you're saying, but everybody doing
You
it,
feel me?
so everybody got to do it. If that makes sense. If
Yeah.
everybody
But
fight
my
at your weight
thing,
class, it'd be
the
cool. But
best
everybody don't.
fighters, I want to see the best fighters fighting the best fighters like it was when I came up. The best fought the best.
I think
Hagler,
we all want to see that.
Hearn,
But
Leonard.
y'all
Oh
had
my
Sugar Ray
I
God.
ain't
Leonard,
gonna
Sugar Ray Leonard made
Duran.
Hagler wait.
y'all era was bad
Hagler wait
though.
for 6 years,
Y'all
and then
Oh
he
my
didn't give him a
God.
rematch.
And you got
y'all
some good
y'all era
fighters,
was different.
some very good fighters right now, and they're not fighting each other. The first, okay, we got Spence and we got Crawford. So many more. Charlo,
And that took what,
everybody
5
talking
years?
shit. Figure out your weight class, my man. You know what I mean? Where you gonna fight at? Who you gonna challenge? It ain't
Who's
about the
Charlo?
money. Let's get the man. Come on, my
You
boy.
talking about Boots?
But see, it's not like when I was fighting back in the day. The weight classes, man, we fought each other. We didn't duck. We didn't duck nobody. We
Hey,
just
that's true.
bang,
That's
Yeah,
man.
they
true.
all
That's true, and
chasing
I
a
respect
hero.
it.
Hold up.
But fighters
Sugar Ray
shouldn't.
Leonard ducked Marvin Hagler for 6 years, and then he didn't even give him a rematch.
Huh?
Sugar Ray Leonard ducked Marvin Hagler for 6 years. He made him wait until he was 30 years old to fight, and then he didn't even give him
Nah,
a rematch.
nah. He didn't duck him. Marvin Hagler, he challenged Marvin Hagler for the
Man,
middleweight
hell
title.
no.
Sugar
Sugar
Ray
Ray
was
Leonard
middle
ducked Marvin Hagler for
welterweight.
years,
No, hold
man.
on. Let me correct you. Sugar Ray Leonard challenged him for the middleweight title. He beat Marvin Hagler. After he beat him, He went to Italy. He never
They was
fought again.
listen. They was 30 years old. Hagler was calling him out for years. Sugar Ray made him wait all that long time. And then the fight was a controversial decision. Sugar Ray didn't even give him a rematch. Sugar Ray
Now
Leonard
Hagler,
ducked that
Hagler
man.
was the only. Hagler was pissed off. He got outboxed. He lost that fight. He never called Sugar Ray out. He went straight to Italy. After he lost that fight, he was still the middleweight champion. I thought one of the best middleweight champions I ever seen was Marvin Hagler. You dig me? He got pissed off. He was like, "Fuck y'all." He went to Italy,
I understand that, but
and that's where
why
he
did Sugar Ray
died.
make Sugar Ray was the
That's
man?
when he
Why did he
died,
make him
bro.
wait 6 years?
Huh?
Why did he make Hagler wait 6 years for a fight?
Well, that's because the he had when Ray Leonard shit. He was a hell. He was a welterweight then. The eye detached her. He got a
A
what
detached
they
retina, right?
call yeah. He got the eye injury, and the Sugar Ray retired. And then he saw some fights, and he got that shit in him. Ray Leonard was no punk. They called him
Yeah,
sweet.
he wasn't
He
a
wasn't
punk,
no
but he
punk.
ducked, man.
Ray
He ducked
wasn't.
him.
Look here, man. Ray was no punk, dog.
You don't have look.
He
Just because
was
you duck a
sitting,
fight
he
don't
was
mean you're a true
watching the
punk.
fights. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna come back. They say I got a detached retina. I can't fight again. That's when he retired. He was like, you know what? I want to do it again. And that's when he fought Hagler
No, when he
for
came
that
back, he
title.
had other fights besides Hagler. You can go look at the box rec.
Now, I mean, when he came back and fought Hagler, that was
After the
I was
detached
like,
retina,
this
he
nigga's
came back.
crazy.
When he came
I
back after the
thought he was
detached retina,
crazy.
he didn't come back and was like, "Oh, let me get Marvin Hagler," because that's some Floyd Mayweather shit. Floyd Mayweather never took tune-ups once he became the man. Ever, he never took no more tune-ups. He went straight after world champions. Sugar Ray came
No,
back after the
he
detached
never
retina, and
took.
he fought
First of
a,
all, Floyd
a cat
Mayweather, he
fight.
never took time off. He never
Who?
took time off.
Who?
Fuck a tune-up.
Floyd took like
Floyd
2 years off.
Mayweather
Floyd took
never
two
took
years
time
off.
off.
Floyd took 2 years off. Came back and put uh, Marquez on the ground on the canvas.
Mhm. I've seen all his fights, man. I've seen the fights he's lost. He got the decision, but I've seen fights he lost. He only fought. He
Which
only
fight did
lost
Floyd
one.
lose? Which fight did Floyd lose?
Shit, a journeyman,
Who? Who?
Emmanuel. They called him at the time Emmanuel Augustus.
That fight got stopped though.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
Man,
but I'm
that
saying,
dude, that dude was a beast, man.
That fight didn't even go to decision. That Floyd stopped him.
Now I'm talking about Emmanuel Augustus.
Yes, Floyd stopped
All right,
Emmanuel
yeah,
Augustus. He stopped him.
he had him.
How the fuck he have him if he got stopped?
He didn't get stopped.
Yes, he
Emmanuel
did.
Augustus. He didn't get stopped.
Go look it up. That fight got stopped. Hey yo, Mon. Hey Mon, if you near a computer, go
Yeah.
look up
Yep.
uh Floyd
I'm
Mayweather
ready.
box rap and tell me whether or not Emmanuel Augustus got stopped. Tell me if it say TKO.
Yeah, I got you.
That's when it was Emmanuel Augustus, but then he changed his name.
No, it
But
don't
yeah,
matter
the
if he
boy.
changed his name. His ass got stopped.
But the only
Oh my
other,
goodness.
yeah, the only fight that he could have got that he may have lost,
Mm.
I can't really call one. I can't really call one. I'm
Yeah, I
telling
know.
you,
'Cause I
you
know
did.
you talked out your ass
No, what
nasty
I'm
on this
saying, I
OG.
really can't.
Y'all see
There's
it?
one.
Emmanuel Augustus TKO.
TK,
Okay, yeah,
hold up. I think you better let it go. Looks like another love TKO.
but yeah, there's not.
That
There's
motherfucker got stopped. So what the hell was you talking about, OG?
okay. My thing, I turned it off.
Who?
I saw it was always the cats, the journeymen, that gave Floyd a little trouble. That's why
Like
he was
who?
so good. He
What
could take
journeyman?
anything. The
He's showing
journeyman.
us against
Just
hey
like
OG, look at the
Emmanuel.
screen. OG,
Just like Emmanuel. He could take them motherfuckers that give him problems. He figured out. Good fighter.
boy, stop that man. Floyd beat the
Nah,
brakes
he's a
off
good
that
fighter.
man.
He's a good fighter, dog. He's a good fighter.
Listen, we're gonna get back to the topic, man. Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. I think this is a 50-50 fight. All right. I think that
You say Tank against who?
Frank Martin, this may be Tank's next opponent.
Man, I take Tank.
Damn, I
I
want
think
to take Tank too, man.
you know what, Tank.
But Frank Martin dangerous. I think Frank Martin's hands are faster than Tank. Frank Martin could throw more combinations than Tank.
Frank is dangerous though. If my fear is that if Tank beats him, they're gonna try to downplay Frank Martin like they do with everybody. But
Yeah, but no, I
I,
won't downplay him. This would be
yeah,
great
nah,
because
I
we don't
give
get to
him
see
the
Tank
full
against
credit
black
if he
fighters,
pull it
man.
off. I
Hey,
give him full credit if he pull it off.
that man crazy. He said Emmanuel Augustus. That man got stopped, man. Stop playing.
I know I had to tell him, man. I had to tell him.
That was crazy, bro. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was funny as hell, man. I'm glad that he came up, man. It's great content.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Frank Martin hands are fast as shit. He throws more combinations than Tank. He's great at pivoting. He has fast feet. Only thing is, he looked very hesitant to throw punches in his last fight until he got in trouble. You cannot do that. I think in order for him to beat Tank, he has to be the aggressor like Isaac Cruz was. Like you have to be aggressive. You got to fight fire with fire. I think in the case of Tank Davis.
Yeah, I think you made a good point when you said it's 50-50 because it's another black fighter, bro. I don't think people really know how important that is, bro.
Yeah, that's because people are taught nowadays that we're all the same and everybody's equal and all that old bullshit. Um, look, the fighters that Tank have been fighting, they have slow feet. So when you fight somebody in the boxing ring that knows how to move to the right, to the left, and backwards and forwards, and they know how to do it within a blink of an eye, it's totally different. You actually have to do skills and tricks and setups to cut off the ring.
Yeah, he seems to show pinpoint accuracy and good timing, but can he do that with a moving target though? That'll really,
Thank you. Totally different.
yeah.
Yo, KJ, can you hear me?
Uh huh.
Yo, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's good? Are you showing the Frank Martin versus Arden Tunyon right there, Mon?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So y'all see Frank Martin? He opened up on Arden Tunyon. I don't know if it's gonna show, but he threw like a 16 punch combination on Arden Tunyon, and that was the most punches I ever seen him throw, and that was way more punches than I've ever seen Tank Davis throw. So this is a guy who has a little bit of that Meldrick Taylor inside of him, talking about Frank Martin. And this is going to be a great challenge for Tank Davis. Also, Frank Martin has fast feet.
Hand speed do matter. I don't know why you
Everything.
say that. Yeah,
Speed matters, period. Speed
yeah.
matters, period.
Nah, it's just somebody in the comments say hand speed don't matter. It for sure does.
Oh, no, they just talking, man. A lot of these dudes never even put on a pair of gloves.
Man, KJ, but has Frank Martin's chin really been tested yet, though?
It won't matter. Like
You
at
think?
the end of the day, like my man said, it's a moving target. So I just need to see whether or not Tank can catch up to these black fighters. If he can, that changes things. That lets us know that Tank isn't just a phenomenal performer, but he's an effective performer. He's a guy that knows how to win regardless of who the opponent is. Whereas
Yeah,
right now, he looks great, but he looks great against opposition that has physical limitations. I want to see him go against opposition that has just as many gifts as him, if not more gifts than him. That's when you really get to see how much substance a boxer has.
yeah, but Tank has such a high IQ and he's such a smart fighter. He's one of those kind of fighters that he calculates you, and once you make one mistake, you're done. You're on the canvas. So that's the problem. If Frank makes one simple mistake, he's getting dropped. That's the type of fighter Tank is. You know
Okay,
what I
but
mean?
Isaac Cruz made a lot of mistakes and he didn't get dropped.
Yeah, well, Tank was injured in that fight. We're not gonna talk about that
Go
though.
watch the Isaac Cruz fight. Tank caught him with multiple power shots with his good hand and his injured hand. Isaac Cruz didn't get dropped. So we know that Tank is a great knockout artist, but there are men that could deal with the power. Isaac Cruz was one of them. So everybody keeps talking about, Tank once he catches you, once he catches you. If he catches you and it's not enough to knock you out, then what?
Yeah, but it's also about the accuracy of the shot too, because he's like incredibly accurate with his shots too, with his
Yeah,
punch placement and everything like that.
he was accurate on Isaac Cruz, and Isaac Cruz was able to live to tell about it.
Man, Isaac Cruz freaking looked terrible against who was his last opponent? Cabrera, I think that was his name.
That man had a hell of a chin.
That dude did have a chin, yeah, but he dropped his hands a lot too. He was really cocky.
It don't matter. He had a hell of a chin. That's what I'm
He
saying. Like
did.
these guys have great power, but not every man is gonna get knocked out. So if Frank Martin doesn't, Frank and Tank have sparred. So Frank knows the power that Tank has. If Tank doesn't knock him out, do you think he can outbox him? Tank doesn't throw that many
I don't
punches.
know. I don't know, man. Tank got a lot of options right now. I'm just like hearing so many different fights for Tank. I'm hearing the El Rayo fight, and then I'm hearing the Frank fight, then I'm hearing the Isaac Cruz rematch, then I'm hearing the Ryan Garcia rematch. I don't really know what to believe anymore, to be honest, on who he's
Me
gonna
neither.
fight next.
But I need to see. I want to see Tank versus a black fighter. I need to see him fight. Even listen, if y'all could produce a fighter out in Mexico that can move from the lower extremities, a guy out there with fast feet, I want to see Tank fight him. I want to see Tank fight somebody who can move their feet and present a moving target for him. That way we'll know if he's, a Joe Lewis type of guy where it don't matter who's in there, he's gonna get the knockout. They say Tank will stop Frank Watts. I mean, listen, I think this is a 50-50 fight, and Tank can potentially stop Frank Martin. If Tank stops Frank Martin, it's going to be great for his career. Um, but I'm learning since I be covering boxing, like, do I want Tank to stop Frank Martin? I love seeing Tank's knockouts, but from the Arrow and the Bud fight, I realized that I don't really like siding with people no more because I was rooting for Arrow to beat Bud, and when Bud beat Arrow, I was sad, but I shouldn't have been sad because number one, it's two black fighters. They both are great, and Bud put on a great performance. Why the hell was I sad? Unless I was being biased. So I'm trying to not be biased. And I think this is actually going to be a 50-50 fight. Of course, I would like to see Tank get a knockout, but I would also like to see Frank Martin outbox Tank. I like to see Frank Martin outsmart the knockout artist. Either way, no one really loses in the situation. This would be a great fight, and this would be a crossroads fight, a proving grounds fight for Frank to show that he can get it done no matter who the opponent. And if he beats Frank Martin, if he knocks Frank Martin out, then the Devin Haney fight would no longer be a 60-40 fight in favor of Devin. It would have to be 50-50 because then Tank proves like, look, I could cut the ring off against these fast-footed fighters. It doesn't matter. I can still get it done.
Man, I felt the same exact way, bro. I just strongly believed that Earl was gonna break Terrence down, bro. And after he lost, bro, I literally couldn't watch boxing for like a week. I was off YouTube.
Bruh,
It was crazy, bro. It
I
was
was
crazy.
feeling off in a month. But I learned from that fight. I learned number one, anything can happen. And I also learned not to be biased. Like a lot of people rob. Well, after that fight, I was making so many videos to give Terrence Crawford his credit. But a lot of people to this day discredit Terrence. And I pray that Terrence didn't do anything shady. Like I pray he didn't cheat because the people, they want to hear that he cheated so bad just because that they went into the fight so biased. And we don't really need that in boxing. We just need to celebrate champions, celebrate greatness and skills and all of that shit. So shout out to Bud for that performance, man. But when it comes to Tank and Frank, I don't know this is 50-50. Frank just doesn't have a big name. But his skill set and his hand speed it could be enough for him to be able to beat Tank. Like he has a lot of gifts, physical gifts.
Man, I really wish Frank took that Shakur fight. I don't know why he denied it. I think he beats the Shakur that we saw versus De Los Santos easily.
I wish Shakur would have took Devin.
I wish Shakur would have took the Devin fight. Fuck the Frank and Shakur fight. I don't look Tank. I know that Tank fight Frank Martin. Frank Martin's gonna put him in a position where Tank is gonna have to push the pace. Those are Tank's best fights. Barrios put Tank in a position where he had to push the pace. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's what makes the fight so exciting. That's why Tank is so exciting because of his limitations.
So KJ, you think Frank Martin could take Tank to a 12-round decision,
Yeah.
and you think you could beat him by unanimous.
Yes.
Damn, that's bold.
That's not bold. You have to understand. Tank Davis was struggling against Mario Barrios. He was losing on the unofficial cards. The Georgia Athletic Commission, they must have had to fix him because they gave Tank damn near all of the rounds. But
Hey,
unofficially,
personally,
he was
I
losing. He
think
barely was
I think
throwing
if
punches.
Tank's gonna take anybody to a decision, it's gonna be a split decision. Just because he's a big draw, he a big money draw. So I don't think he's getting off that easy. Like I don't think whoever he fighting is gonna get off that easy.
Yeah, that's a
It's
great
gonna have,
ass point.
it's gonna be
Great
have
point.
to be like definitive, like Bivol did Canelo, where they can't even,
Here's
But
the thing, though. Tank doesn't throw that many punches. All Frank has to do is stay active and move, and he wins. Basic, simple game plan. But the reason why these fights are going to be so great, whether it's Frank Martin and Tank, Devin and Tank, Shakur and Tank, they're going to force Tank to be the aggressor. They're going to force him to be the aggressor. Those are his best fights. Barrios forced Tank to hunt him down, and Tank turned into that apex predator. And then we're going to see either Devin's going to become a predator back, Frank Martin going to become a predator back, Shakur Stevenson going to become a predator back, or they're going to jump on that bicycle and try to run. So either they're going to try to hunt or they're going to become the hunted. Those are the dynamics that we're looking at. These are going to be some of the best fights in the world. That's why they need to hurry up and make them happen. But Tank versus Frank Martin is going to be remarkable, man, if it happens.
So you think Frank Martin is that much more skilled than Barrios?
Yeah, Barrios pretty
Really?
basic. Barrios makes up for it because of his grit and his heart. But Barrios is pretty basic. Frank Martin, I'll give you an
Mm.
example. What Mayweather said one of the first things he noticed about a fighter is whether or not they pivot. Pivoting is very important. You know why? Pivoting gives you extra angles. Pivoting changes the gives your opponent a different look. So when you pivot after a punch, you're on a brand new angle. You can protect yourself a lot of the times because you're dipping and turning under shots, all of that shit. Frank Martin pivots and he pivots frequently. That's just one skill that he's good at. Frank Martin also is what? Southpaw. So that's going to be another thing. Tank is Southpaw as well. So the fight is going to be electric. Whenever Tank fights a Southpaw, he really has to open up because you have to be more creative when you're going Southpaw versus Southpaw as opposed to Southpaw versus Orthodox. But Frank Martin is skilled, man. He's more skilled than Barrios, and he's more physically talented than Barrios. I've never seen Barrios throw a 16 punch combination. I've seen Frank Martin do it in the Adentunian fight.
Yeah, Barrios just got good fundamentals. He called himself
Yeah,
Aztec
yeah.
Warriors. He's really just a
And
tough.
he, and he, and he's strong. Barrios got a lot of will.
Yeah, the
That's
way
one thing
Barrios
in the
lost
sport.
to Keith Thurman after like a 3-year layoff after he lost to 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao, that really like surprised me a lot. I thought Barrios would completely outclass him, but Thurman just
The
he
speed,
just
bro.
whooped him.
Ugas is fast with his hands, but he's not fast with his feet. And Ugas was aging, and
No,
Ugas.
I was talking about
I
the
know, I
Thurman fight.
know. Listen. I'm explaining to you something. I know
Oh,
exactly
okay,
what you
okay,
just
go
said.
ahead.
You said it shocked you that Barrios lost to Keith Thurman coming off the fucking couch. He thought that Keith Thurman would lose. You thought he would lose based off Keith Thurman's performance to Pacquiao. I already processed
No,
all
it
this.
was basically just the ring rust and the long layoff and all a combination of other things as well.
But you mentioned Manny Pacquiao. You could go back when I posted on YouTube and you could look. You said, well, after him losing to Pacquiao at 40 years old, 45. Pacquiao, for a small instance, is still going to be fast as shit because Pacquiao, that was one of his natural gifts. That, plus we know allegedly he was on that shit as well. But he's athletic as hell. He has fast feet. Barrios has decent speed feet. He's not a super fast, he's super flashy, super athletic type of guy. You have to always factor in these dynamics when talking about combat sports. That's like power. Like somebody like Deontay Wilder, he may not be super skilled, but the right hand always gave him a chance. Pacquiao had speed like Deontay had power. So Pacquiao was able to use his speed. And Pacquiao, we know he is hard as hell as well. He was able to use that to sneak up on Keith Thurman, catch him by surprise. But Keith, at the end of the day, is a great athlete, a way better athlete than Barrios. And that's why he was able to beat Barrios, even coming off of the couch. Barrios, he couldn't fuck with Keith when it came to hand speed and foot speed.
That's a good point. I wonder if Thurman's gonna fight still after that.
Thurman should fight Boots, man. That's a perfect
Boots?
fight.
Ugh.
Yes, because we don't know if Boots could beat Thurman. So if we see that, damn, Boots
That's the
demolished
thing.
Thurman.
The
Now
fact
he
that
ready
people
for
are saying that he's
Thurman.
ready for Crawford, I don't know, and you're just telling me that you're not sure that he can defeat Keith Thurman. So that's why it's kind of
No,
confusing
I'm
to me
saying,
a
listen, I
degree.
think he will beat. I think he will beat. I think he will beat Thurman. But y'all not understanding. Y'all people make these assumptions. I give you a big assumption that they make in the boxing world. People say, "Damn, y'all saw what Bud did to Errol. Boots would have demolished. Boots would have fucked Errol up." They're not realizing Boots and Bud are two different people. Styles make fights. Boots doesn't fight anything like Terrence Crawford.
Yeah,
Just
the
because
styles are
they're both
completely
undefeated,
different.
they fight totally different. Bud Crawford hits harder than Boots. Bud
Yeah.
Crawford, his defense isn't as good as Boots. His defense is most of the time him just absorbing shots, putting his guard up. So he just totally different game plans, totally
Yeah,
different
like you
setup.
said, he relies on his physical strength.
Yeah. So let me tell you something. When it comes to Keith Thurman, that man is still fast with his hands. That man has a lot of experience. That man has been down and gotten back up off the camp. Like he has the wrinkles where he could beat a young lion. Like, and with him being challenged against someone like Boots, that will let us know where Boots is exactly. Because if Boots loses to Thurman, then we'd be like, damn, was he even ready for Bud?
Yeah,
Or
shock people.
Boots demolishes Thurman, then we'd be like, okay, Bud, you got to get this man to get this man a fight before you retire, because this motherfucker ready.
I think a better fight for Boots, for me personally, is Virgil Ortiz.
That's a good fight too. That's a good fight too.
I want to see that fight.
Man, Thurman would sell the hell out of a fight too, though. That's another reason why
Virgil's
I
a
want.
big, powerful puncher. Even though his last fight, little controversial decision, stoppage from the referee. If
Hey,
you saw that
Ortiz
fight,
at
his last fight.
154, they said Boots can go up to 154. That ain't a
Yeah,
problem.
Boots
But,
Boots is
but,
Boots is big enough to go to 154. He
but
looks like a
Thurman
154 pounder.
Thurman will sell the fight. Ortiz and Boots, they're not gonna sell a fight. Boots don't talk good trash. Ortiz don't talk good shit. Thurman will sell the hell out of a fight between him and Boots. The money's gonna be there. It's gonna be a chance for Boots to get real experience against a man who is a former world champion. You know what I mean? A man who was at the top, a man who's been at the bottom, a man that's fought greats like Manny Pacquiao. I don't understand how people are not seeing how that's a perfect fight for Boots, man. That's a perfect fight. If Thurman is willing to take the risk. Boots need to talk more ish if you want popularity. That's facts. But some fighters, they don't talk trash because they believe in themselves, but they only believe in themselves to some extent, meaning like they don't want to be talking all of this shit if they could potentially lose. So they try to play the nice guy shit.
Somebody in the comments said, "I still say Thurman let Pacquiao win." How does it make sense that Thurman will let a 40-year-old Pacquiao win for a world title? That doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense to me. Like y'all
They said
boxing fans
Thurman
just
was
be
in the
sometimes boxing
casino.
fans just be saying anything. Sometimes I swear, man.
Yeah. They said Thurman was in the casino partying. They said Thurman was doing
Bro,
X,
Pacquiao
Y,
was
Z.
40 years old. 40.
Yeah.
And then we saw afterwards, like
Thurman
2 years
shouldn't
later
have
when he
lost that
fought. Yeah, and then we saw like 2, 3 years later when he fought Ugas. Man, the fact that Thurman in his prime lost to that version of Manny Pacquiao, lost to Ugas. Man,
Yeah, Thurman. That's that Thurman back. It
it just
also
shows
made
like,
Thurman look
and
bad
it's
because
just
Thurman
dependent on
was calling out
styles.
Floyd
And
and shit.
yeah,
Like I don't think Thurman could have ever beat Floyd.
Thurman
People
could have
said
knocked him
Floyd
out.
let
He
Thurman.
let him win. Pacquiao literally got a knockdown. Literally, what was it? The first or second round? He got a knockdown already. He already dropped him in the first or second
Yeah,
round.
like second or third,
A
something like
prime
that. And
Thurman.
early in the fight, he got a knock. Like you think Thurman faked that shit like WWE? Nah, man. Thurman could have knocked him
Man,
out. He let him win. Nah.
KJ, you
Yeah,
excited to
same
see that
shit.
Pacquiao?
Errol let Bud win too. Errol let Bud win too. He could have
Oh
knocked him
god.
out.
Wait, yo, KJ, you excited to see
He
that
just there for the money.
Pacquiao and Floyd that you excited to see that Pacquiao and Floyd rematch?
Man, I'd be more excited to go to the damn old folks home myself and play some bingo, man. I don't want to see them two old heads.
My
I
God,
don't want to see that
man.
bullshit.
Literally, like, bro.
If I want to go to the retirement home and volunteer, get some volunteer hours, I can.
Two elderly men, man, going at it, rematch,
Look, I
exhibition.
fuck with Floyd. It's like, yo, look, I don't want to see that, bro. It's young
Yeah,
talent that we need.
nobody wants to see that realistically. I mean, if they want to see it for entertainment, sure. And I guess if the money is right, obviously the money's gonna be there. But like, obviously, like, like with common sense, nobody's gonna want to see two friggin' guys nearing 50. Obviously the best of their prime. Obviously the best of their era when they were in their prime, but nobody wants to see that shit, bro. Nobody
Hey,
wants to see that shit because we
people
obviously
tapped
know what
in
happened the first
for
fight.
people
People
tapped
still
in
think
for
that
Mike
Pacquiao got
Tyson
robbed.
and Roy Jones.
Whatever you want to say about the fight, yeah, nobody wants to see that, bro.
They
Nobody.
talking
Nobody
about
wants to see
money. Listen. It's
that.
gonna be
Yeah, it's the
casual.
money. It's the money, bro. It's the money.
But this is the thing with these young fighters, bro. These young fighters, they caught up in the social media stuff. Like, y'all can't be afraid of losing. Y'all can't be like Shakur. He had a bad performance, but at least he be trying to talk shit. He's just not that charismatic, I guess, because I don't know what's going on. But even though he had a bad performance against De Los Santos, he talked as much shit as he could. But a lot of these other fighters, they not building themselves up. They're not really branding themselves right. Like they just expect everything to just fall, the chips to fall into their hands without them putting in the legwork as far as marketing. And that's not how it works in boxing. Like you have to market yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You got to go out and campaign and shit. You got to try out new shit. Muhammad Ali had an album out. You know what I mean? Called The Greatest. Like you got to try some shit. Go get in a movie or make a movie. Y'all got money. Some of these dudes are walking around with $1 million in the bank. Go direct a short film. See if it gets you some more followers. Who knows?
Maybe Shakur should give De Los Santos a rematch if he's not going to fight Haney or he's not going to fight Tank yet next. He should just give De Los Santos a rematch. Why
That's a
not?
great idea. Great idea. And see if he can dominate De Los Santos in the way that he said he would.
Yeah, if he's fully healthy, because if he's really as injured as he said he was in the fight, I mean, might as well give a rematch because people think De Los Santos got robbed.
No, he ain't get fuck no. He robbed himself, man. De Los Santos,
Yeah,
he
he ain't
did
let his
quick
hands run.
reaction because Shakur was countering him and he felt the power.
I think both of them lost that night because it was such like a freaking terrible fight in terms of like punch volume and like it was like the lowest amount of punches landed in the fight for Edwin De Los Santos. I'm pretty sure low punch output in boxing
Yeah,
history.
but
De
Shakur
Los
won.
Santos
That's what
lost
we
the
saying.
fight, but Shakur lost his opportunity to be a pay-per-view star. So in a way,
Yeah.
they both did lose. But I also wouldn't want to watch that fight again. I mean, I'd watch it if it was a rematch, but I don't think the world wants to see that fight again.
Listen,
Shakur versus Navarrete next, maybe too.
You said
no,
That's a
versus
good
Shakur
who?
one.
versus Navarrete would be great.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said that'd be good too because Max Smith will tap in for Navarrete.
No,
He puts
yeah,
on
I
a
think
great
I
show.
think Shakur no Shakur dominates him though because if you just saw
He
Navarrete's last fight
does.
versus Conceição,
He does, but
Shakur made Conceição
yeah,
Shakur
but
made Conceição look easy, and Navarrete was in a dogfight with
it's still
Conceição.
gonna be a good fight for Shakur though. That's what I'm
And he,
saying. It's
yeah,
gonna
it'll
Shakur
be a
gonna
good
be
do
fight.
good to
like
get his name out there because it's gonna be exciting. Navarrete
Yeah,
let his go, so
it'll be a good fight. But Navarrete, he just struggled against the guy that Shakur schooled. So
I'm
you know,
not saying Navarrete is a better boxer than Shakur at all, or
no,
he
he's not.
arguably has the
He's
best
not a better
experience in the
boxer,
league.
obviously.
But I'm just saying it's gonna be a good show, is what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
it'll
say.
be another good win for his resume. Yeah, it would.
it'll be another Oscar Valdez part two.
That's what I'm saying though. The
Yeah.
Valdez fight was exciting, and that's where people was like, all right, Shakur really liked that, and that'll be another opportunity for Shakur to show who he is.
My thing is this though. If Shakur really want to make a statement, fuck the
Yeah,
defense.
he should have
All
fought
right.
Devin. Yeah,
No. Forget it, Devin. Forget it, Devin. Fight Navarrete and fight him like how Floyd fought DeMarcus Corley. Fuck the defense. Go in the middle of the ring and fight. Because just show your versatility. That's what the fans want to see. They want to see some
I
raw.
don't think Shakur could trade with him though. Honestly,
I mean, well, if he can't trade with him, then he would never be a pay per view star. Because all the pay per view stars, they knew how to like. Look, you can go watch Ali in the '70s. Ali knew how to put his hands up, take a punch, and give a punch. You can't always rely on defense, footwork. At some point in time, you have to make it a fight if you're going to be a pay per view star. Other than that, just keep boxing and just be a defensive guy. But you're never going to be a pay per view star if you don't want to get in the middle of the ring and mix it up. Sometimes it happens. You have to do it. You might get knocked out, but that's what it takes. You saw what Bud Crawford did when he got his opportunity against Errol. That motherfucker, shit, he put up. He was throwing power. He stayed right in front of Errol, fought toe to toe for most of the damn fight. Right in front of him. Put his little crab guard up. Ate a lot of Errol's body shots, blocks him up, and then countered. So Shakur has to do something like that where it's a valiant performance where people are like, "Wow, did you see that? Did you see the combination Shakur threw? Did you see Shakur walking Navarrete back to the walking him down? Do you see how he bullied the man around the ring? Shit like that."
I don't think he could do that though. I know what you're saying. I agree with you, but I don't think Shakur.
Yeah, man. Well, yo, it's late. I gotta get up and go to the gym in the morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the live and go about posting it
Yeah,
on
KG,
YouTube.
you gotta get some rest, man.
Uh, Jake, TS Street, Mon, the OG that came up, Alberto. You is funny as hell. Thanks for joining the live, everybody. We ain't have
Yeah,
as
man, it
many
was a
people
pleasure.
in
I
here.
was finally able to come up here.
Yeah, I'm glad you was able to come up, man. Make sure you come up whenever I go live,
I
because we're gonna
definitely will,
talk.
for sure, man.
I appreciate it, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. The live replay gonna be on YouTube. Recently on Patreon, I completed my Bud versus Errol's. I mean, no, Bud versus Boots breakdown. It's like a 40-minute breakdown. So make sure y'all support the Patreon. I also completed the Tank versus Hector Garcia 4-fight breakdown up there as well, and a bunch of other breakdowns. Just sign up
Yep.
and
Still
learn
waiting for
about.
that band breakdown. You already know.
Oh no, I got you. I got you. Fucking. I'm just
Bam Bam
waiting for by the
Rodriguez,
end of the
top
week.
10 pound for pound.
Yeah, I
By the
went to
end of
that
the week.
damn fight. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. By the end of the week, probably Sunday, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have it done. I ain't forget either. Like I was like, yeah,
No, I know you didn't forget. I know. Don't worry about it. I'm waiting, bro. I'm waiting. Just
I'm doing
know.
that motherfucking breakdown, boy. But yeah, man. Y'all have a good night, man. I appreciate everybody and
All right,
everybody
man.
that's
You too.
support.
Yeah.
It's a person named Francisco. I gotta still make your video, your appreciation video, but a guy named Francisco, shout out to you. He signed up for the Patreon recently. Everybody that signs up for Patreon means a lot to me because those breakdowns take hours and hours to make. So the fact that y'all support them and that y'all subscribe and shit, it motivates me to keep on doing them. But yeah, man, I gotta get to the gym in the morning. So y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good day tomorrow. And
Yo, peace,
yeah.
man. Feel better. And take some medicine.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm be out, bro. I ain't worried about no damn